All right. Hey, everybody. So I have two devices. So, yes, da 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 da. YouTube, I'm looking at you. Instagram, I'm looking at you. So I'll do my best to deal with both devices. Look here. It's been a while. Like, IG peeps. Oh, my word. YouTube. Oh, my word. I haven't had a YouTube live on Women Healing Together like for eternity, and IG like two times eternity. It's been forever, forever. And I think it's time for us to catch up. For us to talk, find out what's happening with you, share a little bit about what's happening with me, and just spend some time together. I also want to just find out from you, how is it that I can support you as a member of the Women Healing Together community? What is it that you want me to talk about? What are the issues you want me to address? What do you want from me? I am willing to do that. So now is the time for us to just, you know what I mean, just talk and just share. So if you're hopping onto the live right now, go ahead and share, whether you're on IG or whether you're on YouTube. I know I've been talking like for what, 1 minute and something seconds. And for anybody who is joining us for the first time, you're like, who is this? Well, my name is Popsann. I'm Popsann Francis, and I'm the founder of Women Healing Together. All right. And if this is your first time, I always like to let you know what I stand for. Why was Women Healing Together created, for those who are new in terms of subscription on YouTube and followers on Instagram? Women Healing Together was born out of my experience of childhood sexual abuse, and just me coming into the space and the place where I feel comfortable sharing publicly. And out of that, I got so much strength. And as a result, I wanted to share that with other women who have experienced childhood sexual abuse. And as the journey continued, and as the vision was revealed to me more and more by Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, he widened the scope. Not in just allowing me to say, not just women who have experienced childhood sexual abuse, but women who are hurting. And abuse does not have to come in the cloak, or it doesn't have to manifest itself, or the experience doesn't have to be sexual. As women, we have unique struggles and we have unique pain. We have unique issues that sometimes the men can't understand. So this community is really to help women to know that you don't have to heal alone, right? You can definitely heal together. So this is what it is all about. Now, out of my experience, let me just share with you on screen for those who are on YouTube what Women Healing Together is all about. And for those on Instagram, I'll just share it with you. So we help women, I help women to achieve the 4 E's. Number 1, to embrace your self-worth and find inner peace. And this is number 1 for me because I've struggled with this, and I know so many women who are also struggling with embracing their self-worth, even realizing and accepting that they have self-worth, barring anything that they have been through, what they have done, how guilty they feel, and just having that inner peace. And then second, to enjoy happy and healthy relationships. That is the hallmark of being a woman, the hallmark really of being a human being. If you're not enjoying happy and healthy relationships, then you are really a woman who is an island. So no woman can stand alone. It doesn't matter how powerful and how strong we think we are, and we do tend to have that Superwoman Syndrome, having it all together. And that's what we're going to be talking about tonight as we delve into the meat of the matter on this live. And then thirdly, to equip self. So Women Healing Together exists so that we as women can equip ourselves with knowledge to make better choices. If you have been following me for a while, or if you have subscribed to the YouTube channel for a while, you would have recognized that I do a lot of how-to videos, how to increase self-esteem, how to be comfortable in discomfort, how to find your purpose. We have to equip ourselves with the knowledge necessary to help us grow. And that's one of the reasons for me doing so many how-to videos. And then finally, empower other women and girls. Listen. If we are not using hi, Stishy876. I see you. Welcome. All right, welcome. It's just a catch-up call. Like, it's been forever since I've done a live, and I'm like, what's happening? Why am I not seeing white people? So I just wanted to do a live. Okay, I see your hearts. Blessings on you. Okay, blessings. Hi, girl. Lovely. So we're talking about today burnout. Like, seriously, I don't know if you are experiencing it, but I'm experiencing it. Like, I feel like I just cannot manage because I have too many things on my plate. And I thought about it over the weekend. I'm like, if I can't manage and I don't even have children, can you imagine those women who have children? Not one, not two, not three, however many children you have. It's just so much working and at the same time taking on different projects. For those of you who don't know, my husband and I recently launched our YouTube channel, or family YouTube YouTube channel called the Francises. So that's an additional project. I'm also working on a book that hopefully will be published the end of this year. Hopefully, I really try to get it published by the end of this year. So burnout is a normal. It has become a normal thing, and the fact is that it shouldn't be normal. It shouldn't be normal. And I pounced upon an article the other day that actually addresses the issue of burnout. And my issue here, or my concern, is that as women, we are experiencing burnout, so many of us, and we don't even know. We don't even know that we're experiencing burnout. And it's like burnout has become normal to us. Let me just position myself a little bit more comfy here. Okay, so yeah, it's like burnout has become normal. It's a part of life, but it's not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be normal. Just position my ring light here, right? It's not supposed to be normal. It's not supposed to be the status quo. I was hosting the Women's Summit for our church over the weekend, and the first presenter on Wednesday night, Norca Blackman Richards, or Richards Blackman Richards, I don't remember, Norca. And Norca said, it's okay to not be okay. And that hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, I'm trying to be the superwoman. For those of you who know, my husband got installed at a church, and I've taken on a lot of responsibilities that I've never, ever, this is something I've never, ever done in all my life. All this time being a pastor's wife for 12 years, never taken on so many responsibilities. I'm serving as family ministries director at the church. I am a part of the communications team, and I'm helping out with women's ministries and other departments. And at the same time, I'm taking on these personal projects, and it's just a lot. It's just a whole lot. And when Norca said, it's okay not to be okay, and you don't have to have it together all the time, take a break. And this really brought back to my memory something that I actually did a video on, for those who follow, for those who subscribe to the YouTube channel, about really just self-care. No money needed self-care tips, where I spoke about taking a break, but I was not doing it. And I felt as if, okay, fine, no problem, until my body actually, over the weekend, my body said no more. No more. My body said no more. Hey, let me see if I can pronounce, oh Lord have mercy, these IG names, because they're all joined. I don't even know how to pronounce this one. Wait a minute. Whitney Jean, Mary, I hope I got it right. Please don't kill me for mispronouncing your handle. Sushi876 on IG says, the Sunday evening anxiety, depression is real too. Whoa. Are you talking about like going to work in anticipation of going to work on Monday morning? Sushi underscore 876 on IG? Is that what you're talking about? Because I never used to feel that. I used to feel it when I was in Jamaica and I was working as a teacher. But since I started working in North America, I stopped feeling it. But it's coming back, Stushi. It's actually coming back. Yes. And my question to you now is like, how do you prepare? How can we deal with that? How can we deal with that Sunday evening anxiety / depression or depressive feelings going into the Monday week for work? Like what? Because you're saying it's a whole thing, and truly, it's an entire thing. It's like your body gets so tense. Let me check YouTube comments here. Hi, Sister Francis, need to speak with you. No problem. I see you. Oh, Facebook, no problem. I got you. I got you. Purpose never die. Handpicked. Is it Kuni? on Facebook? Yes. Please send me a DM. Send me a DM if you're on Instagram. Send me a DM, or you could send me a message on Facebook. All right, because you are on Facebook, so you're seeing the live there, or even an email. There's so many ways to get to me. All right. The email address is the same as all the other handles, womenhealingtogether@gmail.com. So Stushi says, you shop. Stushi, I know that as women we like to shop, but when you shop, how would that work with like the financial anxiety? No, especially if you're not working enough to shop. Like, yeah, it's a serious conversation. We really want to have it. Like, yeah, sure. Let's talk about that. And for anybody else who is watching. So we shop and we get that immediate release. But I'm thinking long term. It helps. Okay, cool. All right. If it works for you, it definitely works for you. And that's fine. I want us to talk about I shop. That sounds more like me. I shop. IGP, I shop, because the money, yes, you have to conserve the money, especially in this climate. You guys, we're just chatting today, we're just chatting and catching up. Ladies, lovelies, you don't see what's happening in the world. Like I was saying to my husband the other evening, it's one thing after the next. It's like there is no break. Every time you think there's a little calm, Corona comes and we're all freaking out. What's happening? And then there are different variants, and you say, oh, 1 week shutdown or 2 week shutdown, and then it goes to a month, then it goes to 2 years, and you're wondering what in God's earth is going on. And then there's this whole vaccine versus anti-vaccine movement, and now war is happening against Russia and Ukraine. It's like there are so many things to cause us to be filled with anxiety. And when you couple that with just burnout of everyday life, it can really be so taxing on our bodies. So as I always say, if you have watched any of my YouTube videos, what do I always say? Let me see who knows. What do I always say? After I do the intro, right? After I do the intro and I am about to go into I'm about to go into like the meat of the matter for the video, what do I always say? I always do this, and then I say something. What do I always say? Anybody knows? No? Look here. If you don't know, you need to catch up on the YouTube videos. What's happening, family? What's happening? Oh, so she said, I always say, I help women with the 4 E's. Yes, I say that. So I can give you a little marks for that. I do say I help women with the 4 E's, but there's something else like just before I go in. Like if I say to you, okay, we're going to be talking about burnout today. And then I do this. I can't believe it. Are you serious? You see why I need to do live more often? I need to do live more often so we can connect. Let me type. Wait, where did it go? let me see. I'm using a Mac for the first time to do a live, and I've not gotten used to that right click thing. Let's delve in. Close enough, Stushi. Close enough. I usually say, let's dig in. But you substitute dig for delve. You know, that kind of actually sounds more, you know. If you are just joining the live, we are on YouTube, we are on Facebook, and we are on IG. We haven't done a live together for a long time. So she said, oh, a true. Of course, a true. I'm the one who says it. Couldn't remember. Yeah. So we want to talk about the burnout. How do we know that as women, we're actually experiencing burnout, or we are about to experience burnout? And you can also share with me, like, how do you know when your body is saying to you, I've had enough? Because the aim of the live, it's not for us to experience the burnout and pop down and mash up, and we have to spend a lot of money, and we have to be going to the doctor and all of that to rectify. Our aim this evening is to identify the signs of burnout before we start experiencing them so that we can address them. So how do you know when your body is at the point where it's saying, like Stushi, how do you know that the Sunday anxiety / depressive feelings are coming on? If it were not Sunday, if you didn't know that it was like today was Sunday, the days of the week gone from your memory, how would you know that the burnout and the anxiety is coming? Because it's a real thing. It's like a real thing that women are facing. And it's not making it any easier that we are, a lot of us, not all of us, but a lot of us are professional women. I can't say work outside the home anymore because I work from my yard, but you get what I mean. Lord God, look how I nearly tear off my face. Yeah. So the pressure with working outside for somebody else, let's put it that way, working for somebody else, and also having responsibilities, whether it be a spouse, whether it be a child. Even if you are not married or you don't have children, you have other responsibilities. As long as we are in relationship, whether it be we are sisters, aunties, cousins, it doesn't matter. We have responsibilities, right? All right. So IG, the comments are coming in. One symptom of burnout is a drained feeling. You know what a feeling is called? Lethargy. Yes. When you just feel as if you don't want to do anything, that is a very good point right there. That feeling of lethargy. It's not that you're, and a lot of women, a lot of people actually confuse lethargy with laziness. Hello, somebody? With laziness. Yep. Okay, I see you, IG. And it's not laziness. Like for years, I was labeled as lazy, especially growing up, only to realize years after, like over a decade later, that I have low thyroid. And thyroid issues allows you or causes you to feel lethargic. It wasn't laziness. You just don't have the energy. And that is a sign of burnout for sure. How is it that, excuse me, someone who is so energetic and full of life just can't bother? And not because you feel lethargic means you're depressed either. Because I realize that as women, sometimes we love to use the word like, oh, I'm so depressed. Are you really sure? Because depression is really an illness. And there are people out there who are struggling with depression. So you really want to get a diagnosis, before you call down certain things on yourself, because it's really crazy. All right, IG also says serious anxiety. That is actually one of the signs that I have in my little notebook here. Let me see if I can find my notes. This is what happens when you write and then you don't bookmark. Perfect. I have it. Anxiety. I actually was doing a little research because I didn't only want to mention the signs that I have, but I wanted to hear from you. And I also want to see what other sources were saying. So helpline.com and globalnews.ca actually lists anxiety as a form, or as not a form, but as an indication of burnout. Very, very anxious. Okay. Stushi, you are with me this evening, and I'm so appreciating you, girl. Yes, lovely. Shout out to Stushi underscore 876. Follow her on Instagram. Thoughts of resignation. You just can't bother. You can't bother. You just can't bother anymore. You can't be bothered. Can't be bothered to cook. You can't be bothered to clean. You can't be bothered even to take care of the children. You can't even be bothered to look at the husband. You can't even be bothered to go to work. Just can't be botheredness. Can't be botheredness. Resignation. You just can't manage. You just whatever, whatever. It's like nonchalance, which is true. That can be a sign of burnout. Let me just put this there, that what we're discussing today, it is not intended to replace any professional help or your medical professional. So if you really want to delve in some more specifically to your needs, I do recommend reaching out to your healthcare professional. All right. Our IG says, or stop going to school. In my case, yeah, like resignation, you can't be bothered, you just give up. It's a real thing. No, do you know this is what happened to me, especially over the weekend. I see your message coming in on my phone, Wendy. I'll check it afterwards. Cool. Okay, great. Yeah, one of the signs when I'm about to be burnout, but I have to be honest with you. When my body begins to indicate the signs, it's like it's giving me a little tap. Popsann, you need to do better. I'm running on low. I tend to ignore it, especially if I have a project doing. If I have a project doing, if I have a task that I need to complete, I am not stopping. That's just how I am. I have to get it done. I have to complete it even when I'm exhausted. I'll stay up until wee hours of the night just to get it done. And I am not boasting. I used to boast about it. I used to feel really good about it. Yeah, I get things done. And let me know if you're like that. You're like, yeah, man, I get things done. I'm the get things done woman. But it's not healthy. It's not healthy because our bodies are paying the price. Our mental health, it's paying the price, because as women, we want to always have it together. And there's no such thing. Hi, Janika _ princess. Big up yourself. Welcome on our IG live. There's no such thing as having it all together. We will never have it all together. So I'm now going to share with you, and Janika, we're talking about burnout, and we're talking about how we as women can identify the signs of burnout before it starts to take effect on the body. Coming in on IG. I know it can get physical. A headache in the forehead area. That is where the frontal lobe is. Can't think straight. Woo! Listen, Stushi, you hit the nail on the head. You hit the nail on the head. There's this common saying, I don't know if you have heard it. Let me know in the comments if you have heard it, that women were meant to feel pain. We were never meant to feel pain. God never created us to feel pain. Never. Pain is as a result of sin. It is not something that is normal. And as women, I believe that we have heard, for those of us who have heard that saying, or even if we have not heard it, the society has somehow just allowed it to infiltrate the very essence of our beings. And we believe the thought, we believe the notion that we were meant to feel pain. So, and especially as Black women or women of color. We feel physical pain, and I'm guilty. I'm so guilty. I'm not here preaching to you like, oh, I have it all together, because I don't. I'm trying my best. In fact, I'm not going to even say I'm trying. I am doing my best, right? And I will only get better. You know what happened to me this weekend, Stushi, as you talk about physical manifestation of burnout? Let me tell you what happened to me when burnout is no longer, my body is no longer nudging me. When my body starts screaming at me, tension all over my shoulder, my neck, my upper back, towards my heart, my chest area. And usually at that time, I am so stressed. And that is what happened to me over the weekend. Hi, Remain White. Blessings. Welcome to the live. So stressed. That is when the body starts feeling and keeping the score. The constant headache that we are experiencing. And we just thinking, oh, it's just tired. No, it may be burnout, sisters. And when the body is stressed, and especially when we're not eating well, we're eating a lot of junk food and a lot of acidic processed food, you know what that may spell down the road? Terminal illness, cancer. You know what I mean? So we have to really take our health in hand and not try to be superwoman. So Stushi, let me just come back up here at Instagram, and I hope that we're taking notes, because I also have my notes as we try to identify. Let me just come here. All right, we try to identify some of the indicators, some of the signs that our body shows us when we are about to head into the burnout realm. So drain feeling, which is lethargy. So that's a possible indication. Lethargy, serious anxiety, not just the general concern of life, like anxiety. Resignation, I call it can't botheredness. Resignation, that's one. And the physical manifestations in our body, whether it be tightness of the muscles, whether it be like, sometimes I feel like pinning, like someone is using a pin to poke me in my body. Sometimes I feel that. So headache is another one as well. So we want to look out for those pains that are showing in our bodies. Quite possibly it's burnout. Okay, Instagram. There is no reward at the end of the year for most work. Woo! What a word. What a word right there. IG, look here. Stushi says there is no reward at the end of the year for most worked women. That is so true. I know women get award for most influential, but never most worked. Hi, Seashell. Welcome to our live. We're talking about burnout and how we as women can be so overwhelmed with all the things of life and just having it together and being super women that we are really ignoring the signs of our bodies, just telling us that we're doing too much and we need to build. We need to build. If you're not from Jamaica, you need to relax. You need to take a break. That's what we're talking about today. If, for those of us who work, whether you work in the home or outside of the home, but the context I'm going to use now is outside the home, or you're working for somebody. It doesn't matter if every single year you get employer of the employee of the year, or every month. If anything were to happen to you, if anything were to happen to me, our positions will be filled very, very quickly, if not the next day. Yeah. Yeah. The next day. And if we did not live in our purpose, if we did not try to reach out to others and be helped, maybe some of us will even be forgotten. Think about it. Think about it. Think about how many of us know our great, great, great grandmother. Many of us don't. It's not that she wasn't important. It's not that, let me see if I can get my napkin here. It's not that she wasn't important, but life goes on. Life goes on. Look at what Tisha says on IG. She says, absolutely, 10 seconds of silence. And even while I said 10 seconds of silence, some persons are still on their phone looking all over and maybe a reef. So my aim today, I know that we celebrated International Women's Day last week. I know that the entire month of March is International Women's Month, which is absolutely amazing and fantastic. We are supposed to celebrate women who have gone before us. We are supposed to prepare for those who will come after us. But how are we taking care of the women now? How are we taking care of ourselves right now in the present? Because the truth is, if we do not take care of ourselves and just listen to our bodies and try to be our best and to do our best and to stop the Superwoman Syndrome trying to save everybody, then what the women before us would have done, our moms and our grandmoms and our great grandmoms and even people we do not know, our blood aligned, it would have been in vain what they have done. And my thing is that this notion of the superwoman has been perpetuated for centuries and by no fault of ours, really, especially those of us who have come from African descent. Our foreparents had no choice but to keep it together. They had no choice but to be okay all the time, even when they were not okay. They had no choice but to experience burnout and continue experiencing burnout. But as women today, we have a choice. Let us not be enslaved mentally. We're no longer on the physical plantation. I know that the circumstances of the world will give us the mental and societal plantation, but we have a choice now to step away and to listen to our bodies. Listen, over the weekend, my body gave me some slap. You see, lovelies? My body gave me some slap. This is how I was sitting down. I could barely move. And it's all because I wanted to serve and I did not want to say no. And I knew that when I was about to take that appointment, I knew that I should not have taken it, but I did because I wanted to serve. And even an appointment the other day, I had to turn down and I felt guilty. And I'm like, no, Popsann, you can't feel guilty. How many of us feel so guilty when we say no to someone or say no to something? Again, it goes back to us always wanting to have it together, and there's no such thing. I'm learning to say no. For those of you who have been following me for a while on IG, I actually made a post, I think a few months back, when I spoke about different ways to say no. There is no other way to say no than to say no without giving or without feeling as if you have to give an explanation. I'm going to share something with you. I'm going to share something with you. This is going to change your life. If you listen to me, what I'm about to say will help you from being burned out. It's not the only thing, but it's going to help you. Listen to it. Slowly learning to say no and to step back. Yes, Seashell. Me too, girl. Me too. As I said, I don't have it all together. I don't. Slowly learning, girl. But you know what? We're learning. Listen to this game changer. Sometimes persons would call me to speak or to host a program or to do something, to read, edit a paper. The other day I had to tell someone, I'm so sorry, I cannot edit your paper. It's not that I didn't want to help a fellow sister, because I know what my skills are and I know she needed my skills, but I could not overexert myself. Because my body is the temple of God. And if I'm abusing my body by overworking and not listening to the sirens that God has placed in my body to alert me about when I'm doing too much, and being too much to everybody, then I will have to answer to him. So I said no. But here's what I'm going to share with you what I do. So when persons call me or text me or whatever medium to ask me to do something, hi, sweet underscore virtue, welcome to our live, darling. We're talking about burnout and how we as women can read the signs before it becomes detrimental. When we start going to the doctor and the doctor is saying there's nothing wrong with us and we're doing test after test after test, if we had only listened to our bodies and listened to the signals. That's what we're talking about today, all right? So I was just about to share what I do to help save myself at times. So when people call me and they say, oh, Popsann, I need you to do this. I say sometimes, not all the time, I say, I have other engagement. You're welcome, sweetie. You're welcome, sweet underscore virtue. I say to them, I have another engagement. I do. Here's the life changer. That's not the part that's going to shock you. So you may say, what's the other engagement? Other engagement is not a speaking engagement. The other engagement is not that I have to go and do a YouTube video or I have to record or I have to do some content creation and in Canva. No. You know what's the other appointment? Popsann's time. If you're not jot down nothing else, you have to jot that down, and don't just jot it down, practice it. It's Popsann time. In that time, when I say I have another appointment, it may be me just sitting in my bed and eating some ice cream. That's my another appointment. It may mean me going on to Netflix and watching them old school British movies that I love. That's my appointment. And I'm not going to cancel that appointment because that appointment with Popsann is very, very important. It may mean doing something that relaxes me, such as editing a YouTube video. Maybe that's the appointment, but it's my time. It's what I find relaxing to ease my body and bring me out of the rat race and the hustle and the bustle of life where I'm always catering to somebody else. So the next time somebody asks you to do something, schedule some sweet underscore virtue time. Schedule some seashell time. Schedule some stushy underscore 876 time. Schedule some Deborah K vessel time. It is stushy. Oh, you're coming on. I see you on YouTube from IG. I see you. Change devices. I see you, girl. That's just your time and it is okay. And nobody should allow you to feel guilty and you should not feel guilty. And you don't have to explain what your appointment is either. For those of you who have children, I know that it can be harder. Deborah K, you're laughing at me. A real thing I'm talking about. And when I tell you I have an appointment, you shouldn't ask me what appointment. Because that's not your concern. I have an appointment. And that has saved me so many times. And I shared that with my sister. And Janiel has started doing that. So even sometimes when I call her, she says, sis, I have an appointment. I said, your appointment? And I respect that. Burnout is no joke. And I know for those of us who are young and we feel healthy and we feel invincible, and we have all this energy, we feel as if sickness will never come to our door, but that is so not true. So not true. Another symptom of burnout, Seashell said, that's right, girl. Saved my life. Look here, let me tell you. I was saving this for a YouTube video, but I'm going to talk about it right now. I think I have actually said it in a previous YouTube video. If you haven't watched that one about no money needed, self-care tips, I shared 5 of them. Go over to YouTube. If you're on IG, check that out. For those of you who are on YouTube right now, go ahead and watch that video. No money needed self-care tip. Let me tell you what I do. Listen, I ain't playing. I don't get it right all the time, but when I get it right, I get it right. Sometimes I go in the bathroom and I lock the door. I lock the door and I have 2 burnout candles, scented candle. They burn. There's almost nothing left in the jar. And I light my 2 candles, you see? I light my 2 candles and I carry my little wine glass. Sometimes I don't have any wine because I do non-alcoholic wine. Sometimes I don't have any non-alcoholic wine, but I have some orange juice, or I have some malt, or I have some water. And you see, I pour that in the wine glass and I stir like it's bourbon, or I don't even know alcoholic drink. No, I'm just going to call the ones I knew long back in the day, like Smirnoff, whatever. I hear tequila, margarita, margarita, whatever. I don't know. I don't drink alcohol, right? But when I stir that in the glass and I sip it little by little, you would think that I'm in an expensive restaurant in France. Hello, somebody. And when I turn on that Chinese 5 music, honey knows, my hubby knows that you don't knock on that door unless you want to use the bathroom. I turn up the light and I have my candle, just the atmosphere alone. We may not have the money, but as women, we can find ways to take care of ourselves. We're talking about burnout. It's a real thing in our community as women. It's a real thing. So she says, my candle scent for this month is strawberry. I am big on it. Girl, if you can buy one, they last almost for eternity. But wait, what is this piece I hear doing on Lord have mercy. The hair says coming on front page today. Come behind the ears. It's enough. Come. Yes. I'm telling you, it's serious thing we have to do. We have to find ways to take care of ourselves. So on the weekend, let me tell you, as women, I don't know what's wrong with us sometimes. Even when our bodies are sending the signals, we're still pushing. We still try to save the world. And it's not a bad virtue that we're caring and tender. We want to help others, but we have to know where to draw the line. And I think if you want me to do a video on how to prevent, so now we're looking at the symptoms, or we're looking at the indicators of burnout just before they come. If you want me to do a video or another live, maybe next week, on how we can mitigate against, how we can work against burnout, let me know in the comments. Whether you're live or you're watching the replay, let me know that on IG, Facebook, or on YouTube. Seashell said, love candles too, and anything lavender. Oh my God, Seashell, I love you so much. But lavender, I can't take the scent. I know, girl. I know you're going to say, Popsann, it's therapeutic and it's calming. It is, but the scent, man, you don't know. I love anything watermelon and cucumber. Anything like that, I'm so good. Vanilla, but it doesn't matter, right? As long as it works for you. As long as it works for you. So I was saying to you as well that over the weekend, I said, I'm not going to church. In fact, honey pressed the clothes. Everything was ready for Sabbath morning. And then Sabbath morning, I just couldn't get up. I was so tired. And I said, I'm not going to church, And then I got a message from one of my bunununu, Suzandra, from church. And she said, oh, Popsy, we're not going to be, you and Sian are the only ones who are going to be in media this week. And I'm like, oh my God, Sian and I are the only ones who are going to be in media this week. And I'm not going to be there. It's going to be Sian alone. And immediately, Superwoman Syndrome comes over. And I believe if I don't go, things are going to fall apart. And if I don't go, Sian is going to be so stressed. And I have to help Sian because Sian is such a great person. And I don't want it. And what is he going to do? And I just kept on going on in my mind. And I said to honey, I'm going to come to church. But still having the pain in my chest. Still having the tension in my neck, in my upper back, headache still there, and I'm still saying I'm going to go. And honey looked at me and he says, are you okay? I said, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. He says, so why are you pushing it? Why are you pushing it? Your body needs to rest. You don't have to come. If you're going to fall apart, you're going to fall apart. If you're not going to fall apart, you're not going to fall apart. You don't need to come. She said that that's fine. And the lavender, because I don't love the lavender, right? But trust me, watermelon, cucumber, Seychelles, you got to love it. You got to love it. And it was like when I sat on the bed in pain And I decided that, okay, I'm going to listen to the wisdom of my husband. I'm going to listen to my body. But at that point, I was willing to ignore the signs. I was willing to ignore the screams of my body. You see how stubborn we are as women? It's like we are, what's the word? What's the word? It's like we are, it's not trained. It's not trained. It's not manipulated. It's like, it's not even wired. There's the word, but it's not coming to me now. It's not coming to me now. But I'm going to use train for now. It's like we are trained to just always be doing. And when I decided that I was not going, honey went and everything, it did not fall apart. Church went on. A beautiful and brilliant young lady, Savannah, stepped in for the first time, and she did excellently using StreamYard, and church was lovely, and people were blessed, and Popsann was not there, and it was okay. And that's that. I learned such a lesson. It doesn't matter how gifted we are. It doesn't matter how good we are at something. Things will not fall apart. And even if they fall apart, there'll be another day to correct, and another day. But if we fall apart, there will not be another day to correct. There will not be another seashell. There will not be another Stushy. There will not be another Popsann. There will not be another Deborah K. There will not be another Purpose Never Die, handpicked Connie. There will not be. There's no more of us. You get what I'm saying? And I'm speaking passionately. I'm speaking passionately because I am experiencing this as well. And we as women have been so much diseased by this overwork thing. And we're not taking care of ourselves. And I grew up and I saw my mommy doing the same thing. I see the hearts on Instagram. I see my mommy doing the same thing. Mommy was working so hard all the time. She didn't have time to spend with us. She didn't have time for herself, much less. So let's talk about another indicator of burnout. What other signals, what other indicators, all right, is our body? All right, what other indicators are we being sent by our bodies? Irritability. Woo! If I hear, oh, we're miserable, especially the men. The men would say, you're just miserable. Sometimes my husband tells me that, you're just miserable. You're just irritable. Do you find yourself going through that sometimes? Everything is just getting on your nerves. You just can't bother. That may be a sign of burnout. Sushi said it earlier. It's like you can't even think straight. You can't even think straight. The processing, the cognition, it's not working properly. So we just default to the emotions, which means just cut off somebody's head. Like figuratively, right? Not literally, okay? We don't preach violence here, no shape or form. It's like you're just biting off someone's head. Persons can't get a word in. And sometimes the children and the spouses, they get the brunt of it. Irritability. And people see it as us being miserable or wretched. Or we just hard to live with. But it's the burden of life. It's not easy being a woman, but it can be so beautiful being a woman. We are so blessed. It's like last night, my husband and I were traveling and we reached home and he said, come to your bed, because he's very concerned about, my body and what has been happening and all of that. And he said, come to your bed. And again, the woman in me, I'm like, I can't come to my bed. And I was becoming irritable. I'm going to confess, I'm telling you the truth. I became irritable at him and I said, you don't understand. There's certain things that as the woman I have to do. We came here with food. I can't just come to bed and leave the food overnight. I have to unpack the food. I have to put them in the fridge. What needs to go in the freezer has to go in the freezer. I have to take the suitcases and put them in the laundry room so that I don't have to deal with them tomorrow. I have to. And that's how we are as women. Am I the only one? Am I alone? Are we in this together or it's just me? There are certain things as women that we see that the men don't see. Certain little things. And if those little things, seemingly insignificant things, are not done, then it's like the entire routine and the entire place fall apart. But they don't see it. They see the big picture. We look at the details. Shanique Main Jones says, so true. It's the truth. So in the man's mind, he's just thinking, we need to get there on time. But as the woman, we're thinking about, what are we going to eat? What are we going to wear? Which route are we going to take? We're thinking about all of that. But they're just thinking of the big picture. Shanice Swaby says, we are in this together. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. Anik, wait a minute. IG, is this Anik Johnson from St. Jago High School? Class of 2006? 1S, 2S, 3S, 4S, 5S? Is this Anik? Let me know. IG, drop a comment. Let me know if it's you, Anik. Yeah. We think about all these little things. But you know what I'm saying to us today? Sometime, make it fall apart. For those of us who are from Jamaica, especially those from the rural area, let it fall down a dirty. Hi, Sissy. I see you, my sunshine. My baby sister is here. She's 17, so she's no longer a baby. But she's always my baby. Hi, sweetie pie. Love you. Mwah. No, you're not alone, dear. Nothing bothers men. Well, me don't know about that, but yeah. I'm serious. You know what happened? Last week, the dishes were supposed to be washed. And my husband is very, very helpful. He'll help me. Sometimes, I have to remind him all 1,000 times, but he'll help. And I don't like cooking on a dirty kitchen. And I decided that I'm not going to wash the dishes. They're going to stay there. And I didn't wash them. I didn't. Sometimes we have to let it be. I know for those of you as moms, you can't neglect your children and you shouldn't neglect your children. I understand. But maybe the hair can't comb this week, or the hair can't trim this week, or you can't wash this week. Because you just need to close off the door for 10 minutes in the bathroom and just get your bearings together before you go crazy. As women, we have to think about our mental health and we have to think about our physical health. As Cecil said earlier, for those who joined the live after, there will be 10 seconds of silence. And if you get a wreath, that's okay. So look at that irritability. Ask yourself, am I being irritable because I'm miserable? Or am I being irritable because I'm tired? I'm overworked. I can't think straight. So the first reaction is an emotional reaction. Hey, Esther, what's up, girl? And for those of us who are teachers, mercy. Look here. Every profession has its struggles. I'll say that, and I know that. The doctor, the lawyer, the woman who is a mechanic, the woman who is an architect, the woman who is a lawyer, the woman who is a doctor, the woman who is a garbage truck driver or whatever. The woman who is a mechanic, the woman who is a nurse, the woman who is an event host. Every single woman. The woman who is a stay-at-home mom, homeschool her child. Every single woman has her struggles. But let me tell you, women, pray for the teachers. Teacher job equal burnout job. Oh my God, I'm so happy that I'm no longer in the classroom. I could not manage it. I'm going to say something that actually dropped in my spirit just now before we close off the live. We have been, talking for a good little while, and I love the support. Let me see what's happening on IG. Hold on a minute. Okay, I'm back. Yeah. I missed my trend of thought. Man, Vance Campbell, what's up, baby girl? Kelly Shay McKenzie, what's up? What's up? What's up? Look here, Vanessa Campbell is our darling sweetheart at Spanish Town Church. when she was going to Woolman's, but no, she a big young lady. Honey and I were actually talking about it this weekend, man. Mwah. All right, so Kelly Shay, I'm actually seeing that you're requesting to be in the live. Let me know if that was intentional or if that was a mistake. All right, cool. Because if you want to hop on and talk, I don't know if I don't know how to get you off if you come on, but if you want to, no problem. This is our community. I remember what I was going to say. So I used to lecture part-time for Northern Caribbean University. And I'm really, really grateful because when I migrated and we went to the US, I could not work. Mistake, my dear. Okay, Kelly, no problem. Mwah! Kelly and Vanessa. I could not work. So Noreen Daly, shout out to Noreen Daly. Anybody who knows Noreen Daly, she's the chair of the communications department at Northern Caribbean University. Big up to Noreen Daly. I didn't know how I was going to manage, and I had mortgage and stuff back home in Jamaica. And Noreen decided, I was lecturing for NCU or at NCU before I left Jamaica. And when I left, I did face-to-face before. So when I was leaving, I'm like, what's going to happen? Face-to-face is out, and the picture online learning was not a big thing. And she worked it so I could lecture online. So since 2016, 17, I've been lecturing at NCU. And the little money still not money, little, but I was grateful. Because there were days when we were in Michigan that we didn't have a lot. And I could always say, okay, at the end of the semester, at the end of 6 weeks, if I'm lecturing at the Kingston campus, a little money is going to come in to help with the mortgage. And I did that, and I did that, and I did that. But it was becoming too much. But out of loyalty, because I am a loyalist, out of loyalty, I don't want to say obligation because Miss Daly is like really down to earth. Out of loyalty, I'm like, I have to do it. I have to do it. I have to continue working. I have to continue working. And again, the other motivation was I need that side hustle to help to deal with things in Jamaica, just in case up here we're not getting enough and we have extra bills and all of that. And let me tell you this. I believe that overworking actually, I can't say it for sure, but in my hearts of hearts, I believe it played a role in us losing the baby when we did. Because I did not slow down. I tried to slow down by not taking speaking appointments, but I was just going and I was just going and I was just going. And I reached to a point about 2 months ago, I was asked to lecture in January and I said, I can't. I'm not available. And I was asked, not by Miss Daly, by somebody else, please, Popsann, we need. And I said, I know that you need me, but I need me. What a word. That's a word right there for us. That's a word right there. Sometimes people say, I need you. You're the best person. Somebody even said that to me the other day. I need you. I know that you're so good at English and you're great at editing. And I don't want anybody else. I need you to do it. And in my mind, I have to say, I know that you need me, but I need me more. Because I'm not God and we're not God. We really hope that, we just take stock and say to somebody, I know you need me, but I need me more. When we can say, I have an appointment, and the appointment just means you lie down in your bed and crossing your legs and watching some Netflix or doing some YouTube binge watching or reading your Bible or just taking some deep breaths, that is your appointment. Shani Swaby says, you have no idea how much I needed to hear this right now because I'm feeling so exhausted. Sometimes I have no time for myself. And Shanice, that's why I decided, I believe the Lord led me to come on the live. The Lord said, you need to do some lives. You need to interact with the community. You need to interact with the ladies and find out what is it that they need. So that when you do the YouTube videos and when you do whatever videos, you're meeting their needs because it's women healing together. And I'm so happy that you guys actually jumped on the live when you saw the notification. Even if you came in a little late, I'm happy that you did. Kelly Shea Mackenzie says, a word indeed. Roxy says, truth, sister, of course. Shanique says, you are truly a blessing. Shanique says, need to start telling myself that I need me. And Shanique, I did not plan on saying that. I did not plan on saying that. You know what I mean? And even as I was lecturing at NCU, I used to have like, children, not children because they're adults, right? I used to have like my students saying to me, Miss, you're the best teacher. You're the best teacher. I've done writing courses before and you make it so easy. And I thought I could never do writing. And I just felt like I am offering value to these students, especially in COVID. I'm offering value, and I felt it was my personal responsibility. Listen to this. I'm telling you, I felt it was my personal responsibility to take care of every freshman coming into NCU in the Department of Communication Studies and ensure that they have the best experience with their writing courses and the best experience with their linguistic courses and the best experience with their English courses. That was my responsibility. And if I sat out one semester, NCU is going to fall apart and fundamentals of writing course is going to fall apart. And it did not fall apart. It has not fallen apart. Kelly Shea said, you also spoke. This is IG. Wait, Sanya, big up yourself, Sanya Duki. I see you on IG. Kelly Shea Mackenzie says, you also spoke over my life as well, as I'm emotionally and spiritually drained. The Holy Spirit is indeed working. We are emotionally and spiritually drained as women. My husband is studying to be a psychologist, and as we do, we have a program on our church's YouTube channel called His Wants, Her Wants, where we talk about the difference between men and women, how we think, how we view life. We hear that the last Thursday of each month. If you have the time, check that out, right? And I say that to say, I'm learning so much as my husband shares. You see, men, and we're not bashing the men because this is not a channel for those on YouTube where we bash men. On IG, it's not a page where we bash men. No. We love men and we need men in our lives, right? Whether it be brother, husband, father, we need them to help us heal and to help us grow. But the point I'm making here, Shanique, Esther, all of us who are here, is this. Men, I've learned, they have the ability to zone out everything and anything when they're overwhelmed or stressed. I didn't know that growing up. That's why the man can sit in front of the television and watch football for the entire Sunday for 7 hours. And you're talking to him and he doesn't hear a thing. That is why he can go out on the street corner and smoke and drink and talk to his friends for hours and just joking. And as a teacher, I always saw that in the boys. The boys can sit in class and goof around as if nothing happens. But us as women, no, we don't do that. We don't take the time. We're always thinking, do we have any overthinkers here? Like me? Any overthinkers? And you know what we call it? We're organized. We're productive. We're goal-oriented women. We have it together and we get things done. The poor brain not getting any time to rest. The poor brain. Esther, I see you smiling on YouTube. You're guilty. The poor brain is not getting any time to rest. The poor body not getting any time to rest. Because we're always thinking about something else. And that is actually a superpower that we have. Because that's our intuition. That's our gut feeling where we're always thinking about the future. Always thinking about how we can make things easier. And nothing is wrong with that. All I'm saying that we need to be charged, not always being in charge. Woo! What a word. Listen, the Holy Spirit just spitting some words here. We need to be charged and not always feel as if we have to be in charge. Seashell, I see you. I see you, girl. I see you on IG. Sometimes my husband has to say to me, relax. And I hate when him tell me to relax. I hate it so much. But he says, relax. Take a break. Take a break. The world is not going to fall apart. We're not Hercules, Isha. We don't have the world on our backs. A God rule the world. I know the song say, who run the world, girls? Who run? And we feel good. Yes, girls run the world. Don't need to hold the world together. Home Nick Snack says, guilty as charged. Shani says, so true. The less you speak, the more they hear. It's true. They turn off. We have to make it normal for us to turn off as well. Buy your little one candle. Buy a little one candle. When I used to live in Maypen in Carignan, for those of us who are from Jamaica, I don't know those who are familiar with Maypen. I used to go down to what they call it, Tiger Market down Denby after work, and I used to just spend the $350 money that for a scoop of Devon House ice cream still, you know. But I used to spend that $350, $500 and buy one scoop of Devon House ice cream and recline in the little car that we had and just lick my ice cream and spend half an hour and relax. Or as Tushy _876 on Instagram said, go do some ice shopping online if you don't have the money. But we have to normalize it, my darlings, because we are stressed out. And for those of us who want children, I've heard it time and time again, stress can affect our fertility. Stress can affect our fertility. Stress also causes aging. I'm going to use stress and burnout synonymous now. It causes aging. Some of us want to look nice and fresh and young for the rest of our lives. We don't have a fountain of youth, but at least we can listen to our body as it sends us a signal of burnout. So of the signals for those of you who joined late, the lady shared that anxiety is one. Resignation, I call it can't botheredness. Lethargy, which is not laziness, it's just not having the energy. Especially those of us who have thyroid disease. Many of us have thyroid disease and we don't know. Go to the doctor, get a checkup, find out. Maybe that's why you're just lethargic. You're not lazy, you just don't have the energy. Check it out. How many of us are taking our supplements? Especially those of us who live in the Arctic, North America, in places where you have like winter where you don't get a lot of sun. Are we taking our vitamin D? Are we eating our fruits and our vegetables? In fact, as we talk about eating healthy and our fruits and our vegetables, my husband and I are actually going live at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, which is 7 o'clock Jamaican time, on our family YouTube channel, the Francises. So you can join us there at 8. We're going to be talking about healthy eating and Daniel fast and how we can really rejuvenate our body and go at it for at least 21 days, cleansing the system and detoxing the system as a family. All right. We also said that exhaustion is a sign of burnout, irritability, anxiety, feelings of unproductivity. We're just not getting things done. Even though we're working 24/7, we're not getting things done. This one is the one I want to close on, which was a shocker for me because I didn't know it as I read the article on Friday. Another indication of burnout is digestive issues, or another indication is digestive issues. Acid reflux, food not leaving your stomach for a long time, even though you ate how many hours ago, you're still belching the food from your stomach. Constipation, diarrhea, bloatedness, digestive issue. It's that the body is so stressed that the digestive system cannot do its work properly to expel waste. And for those of us who do biology or did biology, do biology, are biologists, I'm sure some of you may know better or more than me. When the food stays in your colon for an excessive period of time, it becomes feces, right? Feces go to your colon, the unwanted byproducts of the food that we eat. When it sits there because our digestive system is not working properly, the feces, okay, not the literal like feces, but the liquid, it reabsorbs through the colon into our bodies. It goes back into our bodies. The waste actually goes back into our bodies. And once your gut is not clean and is not healthy, then our bodies are not clean and healthy. I'm hoping that this live was beneficial. It was beneficial for me because I learned so much. Seashell said we need to know when to switch it off. And these are the things that we're talking about, Seashell. Let me say them again. How do we know when we need to switch off and take a break? We're becoming exhausted. We're becoming irritable. Our first response is emotional aggression or irritability. We are anxious. We are unproductive. Even though we are working, nothing is being done. And even if things are being done, they're not being done at an optimal level. We're feeling pains and tension in our body, tension all over, headache, all of that. Digestive issues, lethargy, resignation, aka I call it camp-botheredness. These are some of the signals, the indicators that we need to switch off, because burnout is coming or it has already begun. All right. So that's it for our live. We're going to close off soon. But before we do, I definitely want to hear from you. Like, how can I serve you? How can I serve you? How can I better impact our community, our family, our WHT family? What do you need from me? Are there any particular topics that you want me to address? Do you want me to do lives more often? I would love to hear from you, because as I said before, Women Healing Together was born out of my experience of childhood sexual abuse and my experience of pain. And I wanted to build a community of women where we can be vulnerable together, and no woman should ever feel as if she has to experience pain and trauma and burnout, whatever discomfort, by herself. The aim of Women Healing Together is for every woman to know that she has a community here at WHT. And I don't want to sit in my yellow chair and say, oh, this is what I'm going to put out. Oh, this is what the ladies need. I want to know what you need. And I want to know what you want. Okay? That's what I want to know. All right? How to overcome abuse while your abuser lives within 15 feet of you. Mercy. Mercy, mercy, mercy. Woo! I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes. Send them in the chat. Whether you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube or you're on IG, send them in the chat. If you don't want to like publicly say it, DM is there for IG. Slide into the DM. Let me know what you want me to do for you as I do the videos on YouTube and as I post on IG. All right? Let me know on Facebook. We also have an email address, womenhealingtogether@gmail.com, because I want to meet your needs. You know, like sometimes we're in a little space by ourselves and we think we're the only one. Look how many women since tonight have said, you know, I was feeling that way. You know that you're speaking to me. You know that I really needed to hear this. How many, if we should do a tally, how many women have actually said that tonight? I don't want any of you lovelies to feel that way ever again. All by yourself trying to grapple with it when we can come together as women and actually brainstorm and find a solution. Together, women healing together, not alone. All right? It has been an absolute pleasure spending this 1 hour and something with you on this live. I really think I need to do some live some more often. Let me know if you want me to, because I really enjoy just talking to you. I love interacting with people. That's just me. I like it. can't interact too long, because I need to go in my little shell. That's how I am. But really, really enjoy it when I do. So if you like this video, please, for those of you on Instagram, tap that heart for this live, share this live to your stories. All right, tag me as well, because I'm sure there is one woman in your circle of influence who needs to hear this. For those of you who are on YouTube, please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up as well. All right, drop a comment in the comment section, and please share the video with another woman. Okay, and this is one of the things I always say: let us not be selfish. When we get value on Women Healing Together, let us not keep it to ourselves. Because if we have learned anything this evening, we have learned that when we are experiencing something, another woman is. And if we don't come together, we would not know. Seashell said, big up yourself, cousin Popsann. Big up yourself to Seashell. Big up. My stepfather would say, big up your nice, clean self. Okay, Shani says, yes, we need lives more often. I'm going to work on that. Okay? I'm going to work on that. I'm not going to commit to at least once per month, but what I'm going to say is, if you are following me on YouTube, hit the all post notification bell. All right. So I'm going to do a mix. Sometimes I'm going to do videos, and this is where I want to hear from you what you want me to do those videos on. But hit the all notification bell so you can be notified. So you don't have to say, oh, I missed the live and I wanted to ask Popsann some question and I didn't get to ask her some question. I don't want us to be strangers. Listen, you don't have to wait until I post a video to comment. Or you don't have to wait until I come live to say something. If you want me to address this is a fairy community. Listen, this is our space. And I want every woman to feel comfortable. Yeah? Me a good girl, me a down to earth girl. Me a tell her the truth or something stay. So if something is on your mind and you're like, I need some insight on this, or I wonder if Popsann has a resource that you can share, just message me, DM me, leave it under the comments, leave it in the comments on one of the videos, send it to the email. Let me know. This is your space. Cool. This is yours. It's not mine. It's ours. All right. Listen, make a stop chat now. Me, I can stop chat. All right. Thank you so much for coming. What do we always say, ladies? Every time we close a video, what do we always say? We heal. Your queen. You're not a woman, but welcome. Shout out your queen. Bless up. What do I always say at the end of each video? We heal so much better when we heal together. Me gone. I'm going to prepare for the next live at 8 o'clock on the YouTube channel, The Francises. Okay? The Francises. So if you're interested, take a little break, come on over at The Francises, and we'll talk. In fact, what I'm going to do, hold on a sec. Let me just share the link. Oh, this is playing. Let me just share the link. I'm using a Mac, as I said, for the first time doing a live, so you know how it go. Home girl learning. Lord have mercy. How this to know? Control. Okay. So I'm going to be putting the link to the Francises YouTube channel. It's in the chat. It's on YouTube and Facebook. The link is going to be shown there. So this for those on YouTube, and for those on Facebook, you can join us at 8 p.m., which is 7 o'clock Jamaican time, as we go live. All right. Listen, when I tell you, ladies, that I love you, believe me when I say I love you. I love you guys, and I really want you to be the best that you can be, and to be the healthiest that you can be, and to be healed. And I want you to grow, and I want you to experience your purpose, and I want you to survive, and not only survive, I want you to thrive. And that is coming from the bottom of my heart. Whatever I wish for myself, I wish a double fold for you. Because when we heal together as women, we cannot lose. We cannot lose. If I heal and you help somebody else to heal and you help another woman to heal, we are going to be stronger. All right. Bye, my lovelies. Take care. Enjoy your Sunday dinner if you don't eat yet. And if you don't have any Sunday dinner, I hope you have Sunday dinner. I hope you at least have dinner. May not be rice and peas or whatever it is, but at least something. Yeah, I hope so. All right. Take care. Bye. I'm going to end. For those on YouTube, I'm going to play the outro now. And then I'm going to close up. But I end it on Instagram. Long time I don't do Instagram. I don't even know how to end it. We love you too. God bless you, Sishan. Is the X? I think it's the X. All right. YouTubers, blessings. Remember to subscribe, hit the all post notification bell, share, like, and comment. Be gone. Bye-bye.